Good morning, students. In earlier class, we discussed about the voltage drop and power loss calculations in the non-three-phase lines. In today's class, we are going to be discuss the voltage drop and power loss calculations in the three-phase balanced lines. Yes. So three-phase balanced lines in the sense the system has three conductors termed as R, Y, B, and each phase loaded equally. That is nothing but the balanced system. So let us see here. Out of three phases, only one phase has to be considered into account, and the line impedance has to be considered. That is the R plus JX, and this is the sending end voltage, and this one is the receiving end voltage. So this diagram simply represents the line representation with series impedance. Z is equal to R plus JX. So receiving end voltage is the summation of sending end voltage plus total drop. So let us analyze the three-phase balanced system. Out of three phases, only one phase per analysis purpose is to be considered into account. The receiving end voltage has a reference vector, and the load current is lagging by the receiving end voltage with a theta L. And the resistive drop as well as reactive drops are considered into account. The resistive drop IR, the reactive drop IX, and the summation of resistive and reactive drop is the impedance drop. So therefore, the receiving end voltage plus the drop of the system will gives the sending end voltage. Therefore, the angle between the sending and receiving end voltage is the delta. So here the drop IR magnitude is to be IR cos theta L, IX magnitude is to be IL sin theta L, and this is represent an error. C is represents an error. So let us see how the voltage drop is to be calculated for a three-phase balanced lines. So once you are calculated for one phase, it is equal for the rest of the three phases. The most important aspect of the distribution system is voltage drop and power losses. So for a better system, this should be as minimum as possible. So if you keep the voltage drop and power loss as low as possible, the system is a high efficient system. For distances up to 30 kilometers line length, both cables and overhead lines are approximated only with the series impedance as shown. Yes. So if the distance is 30 kilometers, either it may be a cable or overhead lines are approximated only series impedance. See, this is the series impedance of the line. So therefore, the voltage drop in the line conductor per phase is given by IZ. Voltage drop is always product of current into impedance. So where Z is equal to R plus JX. For lagging current, so lagging load in the sense the power factor, lagging power factor I at power factor of cos theta L. Then the voltage drop is equal to the magnitude of lagging current multiplied with impedance. So I Z into an angle of minus theta L. This can be also written as I into cos theta L minus J sin theta L into R plus JX. So this can be also written as I into R cos theta L plus X sin theta L minus J into R sin theta L minus X cos theta L. So after multiplication is, so usually I into R sin theta L minus X cos theta will be as small. Hence the voltage drop is, approximated voltage drop is I into R cos theta L plus X sin theta L. Why? Because this magnitude is very less compared to that of this. So that is the reason this one is to be neglected. So the approximate voltage drop, this voltage drop is the approximate voltage drop, I into R cos theta L plus X into sin theta L. So already in non-three-phase lines, the voltage drop and power losses calculations point of view, this equation is used number of times. Yes, remember we derived in later class. I told that in so many times that equation will derived in later classes. So this is that equation, I into R cos theta L plus X into sin theta. And receiving end voltage, which is the sending end voltage plus total drop. You see here, receiving end voltage is equal to sending end voltage minus the total drop, Vs minus I into R cos theta L plus X sin theta L, or Vs, sending end voltage is equal to receiving end voltage plus the drop of the system, I into R cos theta L plus X sin theta L. So from the phasor diagram, may be noted that the error in magnitude by neglecting I into R sin theta L minus X cos theta L into C will be usually less than 3% practically. So therefore, after voltage drop, how the power loss is also calculated. So the power loss per conductor is given by I square R, and per three-phase line it will be 3 I square R. In case of the three-phase 4-way system, the power loss will be I1 square R plus I2 square R plus I3 square R plus IN square R. IN square Rn, where I1, I2, I3 and IR are the three-phase and neutral currents, and R and Rn are the resistance of phase conductor and neutral conductor. Yes. So here for a balanced system, the power loss is 3 times of I square R, but three-phase 4-wire system, it is unbalanced system. We have to calculate individual for each phase along with the neutral. So this is the power loss and voltage drop calculations in a three-phase balanced primary lines. Yes. So here voltage drop equation as well as the power losses, and followed by the another one, manual methods of solutions for radial networks. So radial networks, this term is more familiar in case of the unit number 2. Radial network is one where it transfers power from the substation to the load centers in a single path. So what is the manual methods of solution for radial networks? Is so generally the manual methods of solution for radial networks carried out for the following two types of network systems. One is the DC systems, another one is AC systems. Yes. So the voltage drop and power loss calculations for DC system as well as AC system both are calculated in unit number 2. Yes. See here, DC system is to be taking into consideration how the voltage drop and power losses are to be calculated manually. In DC system, voltage drop and power loss calculations are calculated based on the two parameters. Already we know one is the based upon feeder loading and other is based upon feeder feeding. And according to loading is to be concerned, first one is concentrated loading and second one is uniform loading. And according to feeding is to be concerned, feeding at one end, feeding at both ends. So feeding at both ends may be with equal voltages or with unequal voltages. Yes. So in unit number 2, while calculating the voltage drop in the DC distributors, the manual methods based upon this uniformly loaded distributor fed at one end with concentrated loading. Is like that we are all are calculated in second unit. Yes. Similarly in AC system, come to the AC system. In AC system, the voltage drop and power loss calculations are calculated based upon power factor. Why? Because there are some modifications from DC system to AC system. That is, resistance is replaced by impedance and arithmetic sums are replaced by vector sum because of it is having both magnitude as phase angle. So how these voltage drops are calculated? So power factor referred to respective receiving end voltage is the case one, and power factor referred to the respective load voltages is the case two. So in these two cases, we taken in a AC system and we derived the what is the methodology to solve the problems, and also executed number of the problems in unit number 2 AC calculations also. So therefore, manual methods of solution for radial networks, the general awareness in unit number 1, unit number 2 covers DC system as well as AC system, classification of DC system as well as AC system. So you take any one of this, and represent how the voltage drops are to be calculated. It will be a diagram. Yes. So with this, the manual methods of solution for radial network is over. But you have to, I am once again saying, you have to take one example in the DC system as well as in the AC system and represent your feeders, and write how the voltage drops are manually calculated according to the concentrated loading, otherwise feeding at one end, feeding at both ends. We'll come to the AC side. Power factor referred to the respective receiving end voltages, otherwise power factor referred to the respective load voltages. So the methodology as well as the problems for the DC system as well as AC system, both are executed very nicely in the second unit. So you go through it and take one example and represent how the voltage drop and power losses are to be calculated in the manual methods of solution for radial networks. Okay, you go through it, repair it, any doubt, you may be correct. Thank you.